Hello and welcome to Saying Yes to Life. I'm Delisa Renadeo, and welcome to my garden here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. Today I'm going to talk about the power of making a decision. I think we've all had an experience with struggling to make a decision. We have had moments when this feels heavy, it's stressful. Maybe we keep gathering more and more information, asking more questions. Maybe we're waiting for a sign to tell us whether we should make this decision or not. And I think sometimes we're just afraid that we're going to change our mind later, or maybe we won't be able to follow through with a decision that we've made. And sometimes we just don't want to feel wrong or embarrassed about the decision that we're making or disappointed. But in the meantime, all this time that we haven't made the decision, we're carrying this weight of indecision. But not choosing is also a choice. And it tends to drain more energy than simply taking a step. So clarity comes after the decision often, not before. So of course it's true, we need enough information to make a wise choice. And if we ask good questions, like I talked about in my last episode, that's part of preparing ourselves to make the decision. Sometimes it's helpful to sleep on it, to ponder it for a time, and to listen inwardly. These can all help, but at some point, we have to choose because clarity rarely arrives while we're still hesitating. And the moment we choose, something inside us shifts. The pressure lifts, our energy loosens, our focus begins to come together because we're no longer in limbo. We've stepped onto a path. So I'm going to tell you how this happened in my life in a very significant way. About 35 years ago, I became vegan. And I made that decision after reading some books that gave me the information that I needed, that really opened my heart and my mind to information that I had no information about before. And it was all about alignment with my personal values. And this decision that was in alignment helped me to feel good. Once the decision was made, my life became much simpler. I no longer had to debate about cake and ice cream at parties, and I didn't continue to wish I was still eating cheese or prime rib or feeling torn between making the decision, should I or shouldn't I, because I'd already made the decision once. That commitment to eating a vegan diet created freedom for me, not limitation. It removed the stress of having to answer the question over and over again. Should I eat this or should I not? It just has made my life so much easier. And I can contrast this with people who have told me, I used to teach vegan cooking and nutrition classes, that they wanted to be vegan because they agreed with it. They knew it was healthy for them and that they felt good on it. But they didn't want to make a real decision. And so they've had to reconsider the same question over and over. And every day they have to make the decision. Should I eat this? Should I not eat this? And so then they experience this inner conflict every time the situation comes up. So not deciding makes their life harder, not easier. I've been really grateful for all these years that I don't have to keep making that decision. I've made it. We run into the same thing with relationships. Once you're in a committed monogamous relationship, it makes your life a lot simpler because you're not scanning the horizon for who might be out there. Might they be better than the one you have? Once you've made that decision and you're committed, it simplifies your life. Another decision that can simplify your life is to say, no more lies, not even the small ones. Your life becomes cleaner, less tangled, less stressful. You just tell the truth, and telling the truth to yourself is part of that. And integrity. Integrity means that what I think and what I say and what I do all are in alignment. And this doesn't mean that we can be perfect about this, but it means we're committed to integrity. And when we are, then what we say and what we do need to align with what we think. Simplifies life a lot. A decision that we can make is, I will love myself no matter what. And this creates a fundamental shift in how we respond to mistakes, because we're still going to make mistakes and we're still be going to grow in our ability. And so instead of saying, oh, I made a mistake and so I can't stand myself, I hate what I did, I hate myself. No, I love myself no matter what, even though I still make mistakes. And the decision to look at each day as a gift. Each day is a gift. Suddenly, the ordinary moments, there are many ordinary moments, they feel more sacred, more intentional, because I'm looking at every day as a gift. Decisions, the decisions we make shape who we become. Our lives are unfolding through the choices that we make. And this includes all the little tiny detailed ones. Each decision creates an experience. Each experience shapes our understanding. And as we grow, we get better at making choices that are aligned with our deeper values. That's one of the great things about getting older. We've had more time to practice doing this. The more consistent our decisions become, the simpler our outer life becomes. And then we stop deciding and redeciding the same things every day. So just like my vegan decision, foundational commitments that we make, like living in integrity, seeing life as a gift, being honest, these are spiritual anchors that guide us without us having to make a lot of effort. They're like being the North Star that we follow that I talked about in a previous episode. So my invitation today for you is to think about one decision, one commitment that you've been avoiding. Maybe you've thought about something, but you've never really decided it. And maybe not a huge life decision, but think of something that will simplify your life, your mind, your heart, and ask yourself, do I have enough information to make this decision? Have I thought about it long enough? Is this aligned with who I am becoming and who I want to be in the world? And then make a decision. It doesn't have to be a perfect one, but a present one in this present moment. And then feel the lightness that comes to you from stepping out of that limbo and onto the path that you want to be on. So that's my invitation for you today. Make your life better. Get unstuck by making this decision. So thank you for joining me today. Share it with anybody that you think could benefit from this. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And I will see you again very soon.